flexibility and understanding as we navigate this together. Let's start with the fans' journey. We want to equip you with the policies we are putting in place so that you are able to answer basic questions if fans inquire. As you likely saw in the news or heard from your manager, in order for fans to enjoy their experience while at a safe distance from others, Arrowhead will operate with fewer fans. Details change often, and we will continue to be flexible with our plans as the season progresses. We will also discuss changes that fans will adhere to, such as their stadium zone, parking, entry, seating, and their overall experience at Arrowhead. In order to maintain safe distances and limit cross-interaction as much as possible, we have established stadium zones. All areas of the stadium have been divided into zones per level. Fans will be instructed on which gate to enter according to their respective zones, and instructed on which lot to park in that is closest to their entry gate, and finally, which parking entrance is closest to their assigned lot. The following images will include some details per zone, but your area manager will be able to go into more detail as it relates to your role. It is important that you understand the general concept in case a fan asks questions. Once fans arrive, parking will look different. Gates will now be open 4 hours prior to kickoff rather than 5. No parking will be available for purchase the day of the game. Fans will be asked to park in lots that coordinate with their designated entry point. They will be asked to socially distance park every other stall. Additionally, fans will not be permitted into the parking lots without a ticket to the game. As this map indicates, lots B and H will be designated non-tailgate lots, while the other lots will allow tailgating, but fans will be asked to stay within the group that they will be sitting with, known as their pod. Fans will be asked to enter through the nearest entry gate to their seat, which is outlined more in the next slides. Bags and purses are no longer permitted inside the stadium. This eliminates contact with fans' personal belongings, thus reducing risk for staff and fellow fans. While in line, they will be instructed to remain in their groups, 6 feet from other groups, much like you've experienced at most retail stores. All tickets are mobile-based. There will not be any paper tickets or season ticket member cards. Additionally, each fan's ticket includes a health questionnaire that stops them from entering if they indicate any exposure or symptoms related to COVID-19. Fans will be asked to wear masks, and extras will be provided for fans that did not bring them. As you can see from this rendering of the Gate D entrance, barricades will guide fans into socially distanced lines, and the number of magnetometers will be reduced by about half. I won't go into too much detail here, but all gates will follow a similar structure. To give you a top-level overview, the field level consists of zones 1 through 4, and all fans will be instructed to enter through the T-Mobile and Community America spirals, or gates C or G, depending on which zone their seats are in. Due to its smaller number of seats, the club level is divided into 2 zones, zones 5 and 6. Club-level guests will enter through either Tower Gate or Founders Plaza. Note that club-level entries on the spirals will be closed. Upper level is divided into the remaining 4 zones, zones 7 through 10. As you can see, everyone in the upper level will enter through the high V or D spirals. Of course, accommodations and special instructions will be provided for ADA guests. Fans will purchase seats in groups and will have ample space between other groups, or pods. This is an unofficial example of how seating pods will be distributed. There will be indicators that will show that certain seats are unavailable. The first 7 rows of the field level will remain empty per a league guideline that all teams will follow. Premium spaces are going to look a little different this year. The Foolish Lounge, previously behind sections 212 and 214, will be sold as private suite areas. The Ford Founders Club will not be open to its members. The Penthouse will act as our operations command center. The Locker Room Club will not be open to the public. Field passes will not be distributed this year. If you previously worked in one of these areas, you are still needed and will still be scheduled. Your manager will reach out to you individually and notify you of your new role until these areas resume normal activity. While fans are adjusting to these changes in the stadium, we will ensure their positive experience by coming to provide championship service. I know we can still create valuable and exciting experiences even if they can't see our big goofy grins or if we can't greet our favorite season ticket members with a hug. It is more important than ever to uphold our quality standards while we have fewer fans in the stadium and a greater opportunity to make a difference with the extra time we can spend with them. Our focus each game will be maintaining a safe environment for our fans through our typical route of enforcing the NFL Code of Conduct while emphasizing social distancing and sanitary practices. We will get creative with our typical Chiefs level friendliness and wave instead of high five, making sure to smile under our masks since it's still a noticeable effort. Let's do an experiment. You know when you make a phone call and you can hear whether the person is smiling on the other line? It'll be the same way when you're wearing a mask. If you're smiling, they will be able to see it in your expression, in your eyes, and believe it or not, in your overall body language and demeanor. Our presentation will look a little different this year, with everyone wearing masks, some wearing gloves, some wearing face shields. But this presentation that we provide will increase everyone's comfort level and understanding that we are taking necessary precautions. While it might take a little longer to communicate while wearing masks, not being able to look closely at someone's phone for seat directions, or not being able to touch a fan's belongings when turned into lost and found, it is important to focus on remaining calm and patient with fans, as they are in the same boat we are. We will work together on new protocols, and eventually the extra steps won't feel like extra. They'll feel like normal. We are still utilizing our service recovery cards at concession and retail locations. The main change will be the distance required to